If you've been watching this channel for long, you know that I prefer to sleep in a hammock over a tent. I'm here at Boy Scout camp for the week, and there are a lot of hammocks here. There are also a lot of mosquitoes. You can solve that problem with a dedicated camping hammock, which comes with a built-in bug screen and all that, but they're generally pretty pricey. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can use any hammock and still be bug-free. And if you stick around to the end, I'll show you how the viewers of this video can save even more money on a really cost-effective way to keep those skeeters away from you while you're in your hammock. That's what's coming up next here on Survival on Purpose. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose, your home for information and gear reviews related to camping, survival, and general preparedness for regular folks. My name's Brian. Thanks for joining me. Well, if you've been watching this channel, like I said, you know I like me some hammocks. And actually, a little fact for you, the #1 item that's been sold through my Amazon links in the last couple of years has been a hammock. So thank you very much, by the way, for that support. It really does help the channel. But so there's a lot of hammocks out there. A lot of people like hammocks. I'm here at Boy Scout camp for the week. I saw a really cool little, like a hammock village hanging up in the tree. They got hammocks all stacked up in multi-layers, like a hammock high-rise. So there are a lot of hammocks out there. But there's also a lot of mosquitoes out here this week. And I've actually just put some stuff on. When you're sleeping, you really don't want to, I don't like to have a whole bunch of chemicals all over my body. There's a lot of hammocks out there that don't have any kind of bug protection. So actually, the folks at PYS Outdoors, I was introduced to them. They have a pretty good system, which is about 30 bucks. The closest competitor I could find was probably almost double that. This thing has got some really great features. It allows you to turn any hammock into a bug-free hammock. So I took a look at this, got together with them, and I really like the features of it. I think it's a great value. I think based on the number of hammocks that have been sold through this channel links, there's probably a few people out there that might could use this. So we got together. They sent me one of these so I could show it to you, and they agreed to sponsor this video. This is something I really think is going to be valuable to you. And if you're one of the people that bought one of those hammocks, you might want to pay attention, because this thing could really just expand the abilities and the horizons on your hammock camping there. So without me rambling on anymore, let's take you down to the old behind me here, and I'll show you how to set this thing up. Okay, so before we set this thing up, let me show you how it comes. It comes in a ripstop compression sack, stuff sack, which is attached to the net, so you're not going to lose it. It's got a compression strap on top of it. It is a 21.5 ounces. This thing is really big. It's big enough for any hammock I can imagine. We're going to check it out on a double hammock, and we'll also take a look at it real quickly on a single hammock just to show you. But it's got enough room in it so you can make sure that you've got plenty of room inside once you get it set up and when you got your hammock in there, and you don't have it's not draping on your skin where the skeeters could bite you through the net. This thing features very fine mesh no-see-um net, and we'll take a look at that too in just a minute. One thing I think is really cool is it has a lifetime guarantee. Again, this thing's about 30 bucks on Amazon right now. Pretty good deal in my opinion. So the first thing you're going to notice when you open this thing up is you got like a 30-foot ridge line, and this is basically what the net hangs from. It's suspended from this. So a 30-foot there, pretty good, plenty of room. Surely you can find two trees that are closer than 30 foot apart. And then the net is all inside the bag here, and I want to take it out yet. I won't take it out yet. We'll let you look at that. So now we got that. The first thing you want to do is set your hammock up, and exactly however you want it. So you find your trees. The hammock's going to set your tree distance. You got plenty of ridge line. Set your hammock up however you want. If you like it swoopy, if you like it tight. The tighter you like it, probably a little bit higher above the hammock you're going to want to put your ridge line. I like mine pretty tight, so I put it about 12 to 15 inches up, and I'll show you what I mean. But get your hammock set up first, and then take your ridge line and go to one end of the hammock to the trees. Can you see me now? So I'm standing on my tippy toes because I'm not very tall. The ground slopes down here, so I've got this one a little bit higher. But find one end of the ridge line, and my preferred method of tying a ridge line is to use a trucker's hitch, and I'm going to show you that in just a minute. But I'm going to show you on the other end. There's something cool I want to show you on this end. It's a new product that I just found out about. They just sent me a couple to check out, so I've been checking them out, and I really like them. It's called a Paraclaw, and it's basically just a little way to where you can connect paracord. This is a little smaller than paracord, but you can connect smaller cordage and without having to tie knots. So we're going to go ahead and use that on this end. I'll show you the trucker's hitch on the other end. You get a little twofer here. So on the Paraclaw, what you want to do is just take it and hook on one end like so. Catch it like this. This thing's made out of titanium too. We'll maybe take a look at that on another video, but just clip it on like that. Hook it around, and then you just hook the other end on the rope like that. and then by golly, you can pull it and it stays. Pretty cool. So I'm gonna put this up about a foot above. Can you see me? I'm gonna put it up about a foot above the guy line there, above the hammock strap, and then we're gonna go into the other end. Okay, so here we are on the other end. We're gonna do what is called a trucker's hitch, and trucker's hitch allows you to pull a line really tight, but you can still untie it pretty easily. So try to get this close up for you. So this is the end this way, that way, that's tied to the other tree. So you want to take that, you want to tie a slip knot loop in it, and basically just make a loop like so, like that, and then put the loose end, the end that's not tied to anything, back through the loop, kind of like you're tying a half of a bow, and then pull it tight like so. So then you got this loop here. I got to move it back a little further. I'm too far from the tree though, so do that. Exactly what I just did though. You got a little loop here, right? Like so. The other end, if you pull the other end, you'll notice that it pulls the loop up tight. So that's the slip end. You want to make sure you tie that in. Then bring it around, wrap down whatever you're doing, and then you bring your loose end back around, pull it through the loop. Completely through the loop, like so. All the way through. And this is pretty long. But what that lets you do now is you can take this part, we just pull through the loop. I'm just getting out of the way. And you can pull it tight like that. See, if you pull it tight, it tightens this up. And then get it really tight, and you can just pinch it right here so it doesn't move. Make yourself a little loop here like that, and just pull it back through like another bow, but you don't pull it all the way through this time, you just pull it like that. So now you've got a tight line, but if you need to untie it, which is really cool, you just pull that off like that, you pull that all the way back out like that, and then you just pull that like that, and everything's great. So that is a trucker's hitch. So now I'll go ahead and do it again, and I'll show you how to set this thing up. Tighter than Dick's hat band. Okay, next step is just to go ahead and hang up your bug net. It's taken a whole lot longer for me to show you this on video, by the way, than it does to do it in actual real life. It's really easy to do. You basically string your rope up, your guide line up. You open this thing up, and then one thing you need to make a decision about is which side do you want to get in and out of, because it has a zipper on one side. So we're going to get in and out on this side because there's a tree kind of in the way here. So we're going to make sure that two things to orient this thing properly. You've got a zipper, and then along one side of it, you got this pocket here. This is the stuff sack. So that's going to be on the bottom. So that means at the top of the zipper, just find the top of your zipper, you'll see a little hook just like this, right? A little plastic hook. So just slip that over the guide line, and then just hook them all up. And then you don't have to worry about where it's at now. Just get them all hooked up. Okay, so once you get them all hooked, the next step is go ahead and unzip your zipper. Now you want to unhook the hammock and put it inside the mosquito net. If you're using ladder straps, just remember which loop you had it on, because you'll put it back in the exact same one. Leave it hooked to the other end, put it inside your zipper, and just reach through. You got a hole in the other end of this thing, basically right, if you can see it right here. Your hammock's going to go through that. So it's going to be inside. You got to go inside the zipper and just feed it through. This is the way I do it. It's easier just sometimes just to put the hammock inside, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, and get it to where the hammock comes out of. There we go. Comes out the end like so, okay? And hook it back in your ladder strap. And you just do the same thing on the other end. There you go. Goes a lot faster when you don't have to explain it. I'll go ahead and zip it back up because I want to keep the mosquitoes out always. Finally, the last step is you just bring it down to the end of your hammock. The end down, you got a little shot cord, cinch cord here. Just cinch it up. Just keep the bugs out on either end. Do that on both ends. You're ready to get in the hammock. Okay, so now the bug net is completely installed. All I'm going to do is I'm going to zip it up here all the way to the top. Makes it easier for me to get in. Just open the thing up, find the side of your hammock. I like to put my hands on either side of the screen and just kind of spread it out and just get in the hammock. Kind of I like this. Got a big enough door that you can really get into it, and with boots on or whatever, not having a big deal. Just kind of reach down here and hit your zipper, Same thing up here. And you're good to go. And you notice that it's got enough room up here. You got plenty of headroom. You can see how much is still below. You could probably raise it up another few inches, but with a little bit of trial and error, it only took me like twice kind of adjusting it to get it where I liked it. And once you do that, it's basically just about the distance between the hammock tree strap and the top of the ridgeline. But you can see plenty of ventilation, very, very fine mesh netting, and but completely bug free, which I think is pretty stinking cool. And this is, again, is a double hammock, so you can actually stretch out diagonal in it. You've got plenty of room. It's not constricting, it's still got plenty of slack in it. It's really big enough to go with pretty much any hammock that I'm aware of anyway. Then to get out of it, just unzip it. And plenty of room to get in and out. There you go. And then I always like to zip it back up just to keep the bugs from invading while I'm gone. So it's the PYS Hammock Bug Net. Just in my opinion, a really great value at 30 bucks. Okay, real quick, just to show you that this is not hammock specific. I've got a, what kind is this? Man, I don't even know. It's a Yukon Outfitters hammock. And this is, I think it's a single hammock. It might be a double, but it's got these different kinds of carabiners on it, or locking rings or whatever. But also I want to show you that you don't have to set up your hammock, and it's not like you have to set up your hammock twice. If you know how far apart your trees you need, if you've got that figured out, you use the same hammock all the time, you can, and you know about how high you always set your hammock up, you can set the ridge line up first, put your mosquito net up, and just do your hammock. Honestly, for me, it's not that big a deal. I'd rather get my hammock right, and then what it took, it's about another 30 seconds to go ahead and run it through and hook it if you're not making a video. So anyway, I'm gonna stick this in here. We're gonna do it this way though, just to show you. Basically, just stick your hammock inside all at one time, find one end of it, and poke it out through the end. If you don't have a jacked up carabiner, and then find over here wherever you want to hook it. I know they're cheaper, but I don't know why anybody uses these kind of carabiners for a hammock. I guess because they're cheaper, right? Helps them remain competitive. Okay, so this hammock is a lot longer, so we're gonna have to do a little adjustment on the on the tree straps. Let me make a minor adjustment here. I gotta say, this thing absolutely rocks in my opinion. As you see, it's big enough to take care of, pretty much to work with almost any hammock I can think of. And I like the fact that, as you can see, it's getting a little warm out here at the old summer camp, and it gives you plenty of ventilation. So unless you have the comfort and the breeze and just this, you know, the glorious wonderfulness of a hammock, without having to be eaten alive by those pesky mosquitoes and other buggy bugs. So if you happen to be one of the literally hundreds of people who purchased a hammock through my Amazon link, again, thank you so much for your support. Or even if you're not, if maybe you're thinking about a hammock, or if you got a hammock, or and by the way, if you haven't tried it, you really should try hammock camping. But either way, if you like using a hammock, but you really don't like getting bit by bugs, this could be a really good solution for you for around $30, which again is about half the price of their biggest competitor, so to speak. And again, it works with pretty much any hammock I can imagine. And don't forget, I told you that if you stick around to the end, I'll tell you how you can save on this hammock. In addition to being a sponsor for this video, the folks at PYS Outdoors are offering a generous discount to the viewers of this video on your very own bug net. If you just click the Amazon link below, and then when you go to checkout, use the discount coupon, which will be in the description below. You'll not only get a really great bug net for yourself, you'll help support the channel, and you'll save some money. So once again, thanks to the folks at PYS Outdoors for sending me this so I can show it to you, and for sponsoring this video. As always, thank you for watching Survival on Purpose. Once again, my name's Brian. Remember, survival's not an accident, so be prepared. I'll see you next time.